Hey everyone, my name is Alyssa Welch and I am a Senior Ruby Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide. And I was asked to come on today and to talk a little bit about what my team is doing in order to help, number one, unite the team, but also to help people do a different way of doing an opportunity event. Does that make sense? And that is the live event. The live event is super important, especially in this day and age. Facebook has actually created its own version of Periscope. I'm sure unless you've been under a rock, you know that. But it's a little bit different, and you can go live on your Facebook page. You can go live, in your groups, whatever it is. But it is a really cool tool that Facebook is promoting and actually wants us to use more and more often. And they are actually showing more of those live videos than normal videos that you post because it's a Facebook tool. So it's kind of a cool thing. So my team has started doing these events and we've had a lot of success at that. And we're not just using Facebook Live, we're also using YouTube as well. And I'll be explaining a little bit about that. But these events are vital because they unite your team and they also provide a way for different people to get involved. So it's not the same people doing the same work all the time, because I know I'm pretty busy and so I can't be doing every single event. It's really good to task people with things and get them to step up, and then they get a sense of ownership. But it's also just a really cool way to present the opportunity from different perspectives and in a way that is just a lot of fun, actually. And it's really cool because you're not posting posts like on an online party that we've done in the past. That gets a little bit boring, sorry. And you are animated and you are sharing and you're actually getting your passion across. So being live with people and having an audience is a really cool thing. And they can actually provide feedback as well on Facebook. So that's a really cool thing. So there are two ways you could do a live party. The first is doing just Facebook Live. So what my team has been doing twice a month, because we realize the value of this, and we realize a lot of times at the beginning of the month, we're dealing with newbies that came on at the end of last month, and we want to get them active and get them excited and get them inviting people. And then by the end of the month, we have newbies from that month as well that maybe want to get active, especially with the new promotion that's going on right now. Hello, a lot of us want to get active and a lot of us want to promote. So it's kind of a big deal. So we usually do, 2 a month, a Facebook Live event or a live event in general to create those opportunities. The coolest thing about this is you can create a team-wide opportunity event. So when you are local, when you're doing events locally and in person, those are great, but you're limited to a lot of your team. So if you're like me and you have a team that, excuse me, goes from Alaska to South Carolina, that's 4 time zones. Hello, that's difficult. It's difficult to do anything team-wide. You have some people feeling a little bit distanced, and that's not, we built one Plexus, right? So we found a way to unite everybody together. So what we've been doing is creating and scheduling and calendaring those events with my leaders, and then we just go for it. We get them on our team page and we say, this is what we're doing. This is what time. We're trying to respect the different time zones as well, because you got to be keeping that in mind. And then we say, invite your entire team and tell them to invite all of their potentials. Y'all, we've had up to 7,000 people being invited to one event once. That's insane. The last one, it was like 2,000 or 3,000 people, because we're just like, you know what, invite everybody. Doesn't even matter how many people you invite. I know sometimes specifically per person, you're limited to like 500 or 600 people per person, but you can still invite a whole bunch. And if you're doing more than one event, you can definitely have more of an opportunity to invite more people. So you get it on your Facebook page, you promote it all you can on your team page, and you just say invite everybody and keep reminding them to invite everybody. And then you create a Facebook event, just like you would an online party, and you're going to want to lead up to that event, give teasers, and strategize these teasers. Remembering that you're not just focusing on people from your area, you're not just focusing on women, so you want to do a very broad gamut of information in your teasers leading up to your actual live event. So you want to have posts that talk about the products. You want to have posts that talk about the business. You want to have posts that are testimonials to weight loss, the before and afters that Plexus now does for us, which are great and compliant, because we want that. You want perhaps a diamond documentary or two from a man and a woman. You want to broaden your scope of who you are trying to reach. You also might want to get like a nutritionist perspective, a skeptic's perspective. You just want to start throwing these teasers out as you're prepping for your live event, and then getting them excited, reminding them throughout, the week, probably 8 to 10 days that you are that you're doing this. You want to create excitement leading up to it, and don't forget, this is on Monday at 7, and we can't wait to see you on Monday at 7. And then what I tend to do, and what our team tends to do, is we get really, as the day and a half prior to that event, we will really start plugging the opportunity. That is with cool news excerpt. Like we have a really cool clip about a news article about a diamond who's doing really, really well. I think she's in Oklahoma. We'll plug that out. We'll put that out there. Or we will do something about the Why Plexus, Why Now from Sonia Dudley. Just some really cool business-oriented stuff. And then leading up to the event, you will do something, just like a countdown, 30 minutes, or actually you can go out 2 hours, 30 minutes, 10 minutes, posting some stuff just to get people excited. The coolest thing about doing it on Facebook, you guys, is that if they are going or they haven't said no, they are receiving these notifications. It's in their mind, it's in their head all the time. So a lot of times with events, you won't, or if you're just talking about doing an online event or you're doing an in-person event, it's not going to be constantly in their phone all the time. Oh, so-and-so posted, so-and-so posted. Oh, and one thing I'll back up really quick. When you're doing all those teaser posts, mix them up. Because if it keeps saying, Alyssa posted in Plexus Live, Alyssa posted in Plexus Live, Alyssa posted in Plexus Live, they're going to start coming a little bit desensitized to Alyssa. So what I have my team do is I have them mix them up, change it up who's posting. Different people will post different testimonials on different days. So they are more intrigued to go, oh, Julie's posting, Joy is posting, Kelly's posting. Oh, they're going to be intrigued by the difference in who's posting. So mix that up amongst your team leaders. It's a really good idea. It intrigues people to know who else is posting in this party. So just letting you know that. So day of the party, you are excited, you're doing a countdown, you're down to the minute, and you are ready to go. If you are doing a Facebook Live event, I'll talk about YouTube in a second, or a Google Hangout, but if you're doing a Facebook Live event, my suggestion is that you have at least 2 people that are going to be speaking that day. Simply because if you have one person speaking for longer than 20 minutes or so, you're going to lose people and they're going to start dropping off. That's just what happens. So you want to, I know this just because I used to be in education, and adults are the worst students, just so you know. They can probably handle about 15 to 20 minutes of information, and then they're going to need a brain break. And that's where you break people. So you will want to talk no more than probably 20, 25 minutes at the very most. And then you'll do a pause and then go on to the next person. That very first person is going to be introducing themselves, but they're also going to be explaining what the heck they're seeing and what is happening. Hi, my name's Alyssa, and I'm in San Diego, and this is what's going to happen. You can ask questions in the Facebook feed, in the feed beneath, and I have a bunch of ambassadors that are viewing and are going to help answer those questions. And I'm going to be talking about this, that, and the other thing, and I'm going to give you my testimony, and I'm going to be sharing about our famous products, our most well-used products, and a couple of our new ones. And then I'm gonna throw it over to Kelly in Alaska. Isn't technology cool? So when I get off, she's gonna hop back on, and you're gonna get a notification, and she's gonna start talking about how to buy these products and whatever. So you want to make sure that you're explaining to your people at the beginning what it is that they're going to be happening, because they're going to get lost. If all of a sudden you're done, they're like, well, is it done? What do I do? And then they've moved on. But if you've explained to them at the get-go that this is what you're going to be talking to them about, and that you are going to be signing off, and you're going to be opening the door for somebody else to come on, they're going to know that there's a break coming, and then you're going to know that somebody else is coming up. You always want to explain, because inevitably you're going to get people that are like, well, I can't see, or I don't know this, and what do I do here? And the cool thing about it is you have your ambassadors that are watching, helping them out. A couple drawbacks to Facebook Live: if somebody has a really bad feed, sometimes it will freeze. and sometimes they can't hear because they don't know to actually click on the person. So those are little things that people will be like talking about and going, well, I don't know what to do. And what you do is you have your ambassadors that are watching, prepared to answer and helping you out with that, because you're going to be talking and explaining and doing everything else. And also the cool thing about Facebook Live is that the whole recording will post directly to that event. It never goes away. So if they miss anything, they can actually come back out or, exit out, go back in and watch the entire thing over. It saves to the page. It's fantastic. It's a wonderful thing. And what I've noticed too is that when I've had an issue and something's been freezing up, if I go back in and watch it again, the playback is solid. So that's a really cool thing too. And also, there's another drawback to Facebook Live, kind of a problem with it. Sometimes it will actually just cut out on you or freeze. It always comes back in and you restart from where you are. So it doesn't normally kick you off. Sometimes that happens, but it's very, very rare. Sometimes it might freeze up, but it always kicks back in. And again, that's something else on the onset of the event. Say, if this happens, hang with me. Technology's weird sometimes. Hang with me. I will be right back. So as long as you are telling them about the possible tweaks that happen, with technology, they're going to bear with you and they're going to be forgiving of that. So what do you say in the first part? What my team's been doing and what has been very successful is we do a really cool testimony at the beginning about, that first person that's talking. They share their testimony. They share their health testimony as well as the business testimony as much as they can. You don't need to go in too much depth because remember, you're not going to have a ton of time and you're going to lose people. Even if you're the most fascinating and interesting person in the world, you're going to lose people. But so you give a testimony about yourself, maybe your why and why the heck you started Plexus in the first place, and really be open and honest with people as much as you personally can, because this is, again, a relationship business, but we're behind a screen, but you are going to affect some people. Somebody is going to be listening to you and you're going to be speaking for somebody whether you know it or not. So just be open, be willing, and just be honest about what Plexus has done for you, both financially and health-wise. And then I suggest talking about the products. I talk about the Fab Four, the Triplex as well as X Factor. And there's a couple of really cool ways to talk about these products synergistically. I recommend Wendy Larson's, she got like an 18 to 20 minute video on the products. If you just type in Wendy Larson products, it's one of the top YouTubes that you will come up. She has a fantastic way of explaining how the products synergistically work together, and that has actually worked really well for me. Or you can just explain the products as you know them, as you love them. I just like things to work together. I like cohesion, and that has worked really well for us and our team because I feel like the products go well together. I don't just use her information. I implement a lot of my own thoughts as well, especially with the new double-blind studies. I like to implement that as well, but really stress how these 4 products are just so important to for optimal health. And then I talk about the fun new products that we have. I talk about Block and I talk about Edge, and people are always really excited about those. And that's pretty much what I do the first 20 to 25 minutes. Honestly, I don't go much longer than that, again, because you're probably already losing me right now, even though it's been like, it hasn't been that long, but you probably are. Just bear with me. Hang in there, or pause, take a break, and come back. Anyway, so then I'll say, hey, right now I'm gonna throw this over to Kelly, kind of like you're a newscaster. I'm gonna throw it over, I'm gonna toss it over to so-and-so. And then you are going to sign off, say, sayonara, sign off, that kind of a thing. Then the next person's going to come in, and this is where another testimony is really good. Get personal with your people. Talk about your, just again, your why you chose Plexus, and how it's affected you. And then you're going to talk about the business side. First of all, just how to buy, actually the purchasing and the business side. How to buy. You're going to give retail and preferred and ambassador, and you're going to talk about those. In the meantime, while that second person is talking, it's really good for somebody to be posting how to buy, at some point in the night, that graphic or whatever, and maybe even the comp plan, those kinds of things as they're talking about these things, as they're talking about it. So how to buy is very, very simple, shouldn't take very long. After that, you definitely were gonna want to talk about the business opportunity, for sure. Do not go into major depth in this because, again, you will lose people. I mean, sometimes I lose myself talking about 11 different ways to get paid, even if it's totally fantastic and I love it. But the reality is it's a lot to take in and nobody's going to remember it all anyway. I briefly talk, I just go over it very, very briefly. I talk about how we can make commission ranging from 15 to 25%. We get business building bonuses, rank bonuses, what else? I briefly talk about pay points. Very briefly, I just said we have an opportunity to profit share in this company, kind of like shares in a company that you would buy from. The better our company does, the more that they're worth, and the more team members you get, the more pay points you usually earn, and that makes a big bulk part of your check. And then I talk briefly about the perks. Very, very simple. But at the end of that, the opportunity is huge. I think painting that picture of how important this opportunity is, how amazing it is, how fantastic it is, how it's life-changing is vital. It's vital, and you're going to want to end on that. And you'll also want to mention, because thousands possibly have been invited to this event, you're definitely going to want to remember to say, hey, go to the ambassador that invited you, and talk to them about these things. At this point in time, somebody might be posting the digital catalog as well. That's really cool, shareable, that people can look at online. They can look at prices. They can look at not frequently asked questions, but they look at a lot of different information. They can find out about the company. They can read about Tarl and Alec and all these people. That is an awesome thing to post as well. As you're finishing up, somebody else can be posting it while you are speaking. So that's a really cool opportunity, or a really cool thing to do as well, to show people just also the legitimacy of our company. Having an awesome catalog that's beautiful and colorful is a really cool thing to show. Then you're gonna say, hey, remember to work with the ambassador that you originally spoke with, and then you're gonna sign up for the night, and that is it. At that point in time, I or somebody else will usually post a thank you, and just explaining to everybody again that these posts and these testimonials and these videos are gonna remain on the party for as long as they need. And that's pretty much it. That is a Facebook Live party. It lasts probably anywhere from 45 minutes, about 45 minutes or so, much like an opportunity or a Zoom event. But the coolest thing about this, as opposed to Zoom, is people aren't going to have to look down that long feed, find the link, and then go, oh, I can't hear, and they have to connect their audio. It's just there. It's just straight. It's easy. People see the they see the notification and they just click on it. So the other way you could do a live party is a Google Hangout, which is what I'm doing right now. Isn't that exciting? Google Hangouts come directly from YouTube. They used to actually go through Google+. I found out the other day they do not do that anymore. They changed it in September. So they go through YouTube. If you have a YouTube channel, which you should have one by now. If not, go get one. It's very, very simple. You just need a Gmail address. And you go to your Creator Studio, click on your little icon, click on your Creator Studio, and there is a live streaming icon on the left, and you click on events and create your event and use Google Hangouts. It's very, very simple. And you can do it live, like right now, like what I'm doing right now, or you can actually set it for another event. The advantage of YouTube as opposed to Facebook Live is this. You don't have to worry about somebody signing off and somebody signing back on and you having to regain your followers. So that is a benefit. Everybody can be in the same on the same screen, and the person managing the screen can actually highlight their faces when they're speaking. And when you can still do it the same way, it's just nobody has to leave and get on and get back off. So that's kind of a cool thing. Another advantage to using Google Hangouts or YouTube is that link is totally shareable. Now, with Facebook Live, the videos are shareable, but they're only shareable to the people that have been invited to the event. Otherwise, they won't show. So the cool thing about YouTube is you create this link that anybody could see, and it could be used from now to whenever it goes away, unless that person deletes it. So that's a really cool option as well. So it could go to somebody else. I can send it to anybody. I could send it to another team, and they could utilize that too to maybe help somebody somebody or a sideline or something to that effect. So that's a really cool thing about YouTube as well. My team actually is doing that this next week on next Wednesday. So that's kind of a cool thing too. And again, that it would be more of a discussion and more of a facilitation where there's a facilitator and then the people just talk, and it's more of in a group setting and you can see each other. But you don't see nobody else, you don't see anybody, but they are watching you via a feed. Also, YouTube tends to be a little bit more reliable as opposed to sometimes Facebook Live, like I mentioned before, will glitch a little bit, freeze, or people can't hear just because of their Wi-Fi or what have you. So YouTube tends to be a little bit more reliable in that way because it tends to just not be streaming as the difficulties aren't as vast as it is with Facebook Live sometimes. So there's two very easy options. If you need help creating a Google Hangout, I'm happy to help you. I'm not going to walk you through the steps right now. There's actually, you could YouTube that too as well. But it's fairly simple to do it. If I can figure it out, anybody can figure it out. So that is what my team is doing, and we've actually had a lot of success. We get customers and sometimes ambassadors every single time. So that is really exciting. And then the really cool thing is that what people are telling me now is that people keep sending those videos. They keep sharing those videos from Facebook to other people all the time. Oh, check out this one. This one's about the products. This is how to buy. Or they'll continue tagging people on those because they're always available. And that is the cool thing about Facebook Live and doing live events. Having real people, real faces is a huge deal. So if you're not doing these right now, I highly recommend getting with your upline or getting with your team leaders and go, let's just make this happen. It's super fun, it's super easy, and it also, it just unites your team because you are all going to one event. And even if you can't be live, you can still send people there. That's the cool thing. You're like, oh, well, I'm busy Wednesday night. That's okay, invite your peeps. It doesn't matter, invite them all because everybody can be, they're not gonna know if you're not there, and everybody can see that. And again, the fact that it lasts is key and huge. So I hope that helps everybody understand a little bit about why live events are so important. Live is huge right now. It is huge. We have to move with technology, y'all. We have to move with it. So do it. I'm just saying, you need to do it. They're fun. They're great. Everybody loves them, and they're actually super successful. So I suggest getting started with that, and that is all for me. So I'm going to be signing off, and I will have this link available for you shortly. All right, have a good day, guys.